Morning sim fans, Racing 393. We're in for a little bit of a treat today. What I've done is I've worked on rFactor 2 and noticed that they've got like a load of F1 mods in various years. And looking at it, there's I've actually wrote it down here. So we've got 68, 74, 76, 79, 88, 1999 and 2017. So what I thought I'd do is compare the times of these cars around a track which in its day was probably one of the best tracks on the Grand Prix calendar, and that was Silverstone, but pre what it is now. So Silverstone when it had the Woodcote chicane. So certainly up until at least sort of the 70s, early 80s, it had that configuration, and then it changed late 80s or mid 80s. I can't remember now when it changed, but it had the little revision, and then it's obviously changed again and again to like it is now. But so what I've done, I'm going to do a comparison lap in each one of those cars and around the old configuration. So some of the cars would have been going around there in that era. Interestingly, the modern Formula 1 cars, so from 88, 89 onwards, I wouldn't have thought, I don't think it was then from memory. So those cars would have been in a different configuration of track, but it'd be interesting to see the lap times. And it's interesting, there is a surprise. Got to bear in mind, I'm not driving for ultimate lap pace. I'm not going for a lap record. I'm just driving a consistent lap in all the cars. Yet the result is very interesting, which I'll leave that to you. Anyhow, I hope you enjoy it. Give us a like and a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel for some more interesting footage. I'll catch you guys later. Enjoy. Welcome sim fans, Racing 393. I'm going to do a little bit more of a comparison based on my last video. What I propose to do is to work my way through each era of F1 car, and we're going to take each car around the historic 1975 version of Silverstone, and we're just going to be doing just a lap comparison, not the quickest laps, just driving the car around relatively close to the limit to get a good lap time in, and just comparing through the years and seeing if it's as true as what the performance of the cars are putting out. So what we're going to do first of all is we're in a 1968 F1 car. It isn't anything too spectacular, but you can see, you know, it's quite a nicely modelled car. So there's quite a lot of detail there. Hasn't got any particular fame driving it, but it's certainly a car from sort of the old game, like Grand Prix Legends, etc. As you can see there, it's just a Ford DFV. It's during the era when they started to sprout wings, as you can see. So here we are on the start line of the Silverstone Grand Prix circuit, again in a 1968 F1 car. So we're just going to be doing a couple of laps, and then we'll start and we'll go up this into another vehicle of another era. I'll give you some feedback on what the car feels like. Very little grip, as you'd expect. Only 5 speed. Lots of understeer. Not a lot of grip in these days. Cars are sort of slid around the corners. And then a bit wide there, you can see that the runoff is like vast. It's because you've got to try and heel and toe, which I'm not very good at. Plus this car's not easy to drive. Certain corners which obviously in more modern F1 cars are flat out, not in this case. Try this the third. I'm just trying to get my braking sorted out because the car, you can see, is on like just normal standard technology of the time, nothing spectacular, nothing race as such. So it's very responsive, good sound. I'm not going to say I'm a professional at the lines around Silverstone. I'm not. You've got to play with the throttle with this car. Down the hanger straight there. So that was obviously flat out in anything with a slick. So round for the final, I'll go across the line. There we go. Oh, certainly a fun car to drive. I'll just pull up here. It's a definite difference to even compared to the cars that was on that video yesterday. We're going to standings. So, although it looks like 6 laps, my fastest time was a 1:31.265. So we'll make a note of that. So here we are now, 1974. The Niki Lauda Ferrari. Cars sprouted wings, front and rear, big air scoop, and more importantly, slick racing tyres. Sat quite high up in the cars in these days. So the driver's head was very much exposed, which is quite topical really when you think of the halo that's coming into F1 supposedly, which is going to be a killer. But anyway, onto the Ferrari. Let's see what lap time we can do. A couple of laps in the Ferrari 1974. Not a lot of grip. I'm not so sure about that sound. Being a Ferrari, would have thought it would rev a lot higher. Gear change is a little bit out of sync at the moment. We'll try for a lap. Doesn't seem as quick. Quick around these corners than the other car. It's a bit of lag in the throttle response, I find, and a bit of probably me in the clutch actually to sync it properly. See there, it doesn't seem right to me on that one, the gear change. It seems very flat on the old throttle. And across the line. There we go. Definitely got more grip. Give it that. A bit disappointed in the sound. More grip. I'm not sure what that lap time's going to be though. Oh, it is quicker, ironically. I mean, it's 1974 really, so the cars, these particular cars, are probably more apt to the circuit layout. So, we'll just write that time down so I don't forget, so I can quote it. 1:25.383. Right, and here we are, 1976 F1 car. It's a Ligier by Jacques Lafitte. I don't remember this car at all. Obviously, it's a little bit before my time when I remember, even as a kid, watching it on what limited TV there probably was then. I don't remember this car, and even in historic, when I've been reading about it, it's not one that I remember. Ligier is obviously a French company, very famous in all through Formula 1 season career. Well, sorry, F1 sort of seasons. So this car, we'll see. I've no idea how it will compare against the 74 F1 car. Just driving it out of the pits, it did seem a tad quicker, a bit more revvy. So we'll give it a go, a couple of laps, here we go. See what the corners are like. A bit more, seems to have more downfalls, more grip. Yeah, it seems to be more planted, especially on these faster corners. Right, let's give it a lap. More aggressive use of power. It's definitely got a lot more grip. I'm expecting this to annihilate that Ferrari. Wide there, I couldn't get that turning. That was my fault, not the car. Push the car a lot harder actually, so it encourages you to drive harder, which hence mistakes. Across the line, there we go. So it's sort of true to form, I suppose, as at the moment, as the F1 eras tick on by, we are going quicker and quicker, which is a good sign. Yeah, I remember, I mean, that is some airbox. That is like an immense airbox. Does it need to be that big? And there's our lap time. So a 1:23. We are getting quicker. 0.391. Right, now we go up at era. So 1979 Ferrari 312 T4, as driven by Jules Villeneuve. Sounds more like a Ferrari. And a driver I particularly quite liked reading about. So you can see so here we are, Jules Villeneuve, Ferrari 1979, a 3112 T4. Sounds more Ferrari-ish. Let's give it a couple of laps and see what lap time we can put out. lot more grip. Definitely sounds more Ferrari-like. Better brakes as well, better turning. Get this car wound up now. It's quicker, it's a lot quicker, feels quicker. So here goes my lap. More rigid. Making the screen shake a bit more, so it's more difficult to get your apexes. The good thing is, what you notice is you can put the throttle down a lot earlier in the corners when you're coming out. Through wood coat. And across the line. So I'm anticipating that to be quite a bit quicker. It felt quicker. So that's quite a good car. That's a lot better than the other Ferrari, I must admit. So I'm out. A 1:21. That is good lap time, isn't it? So 1:21.791. So here we are, F188 Gerhard Berger in the F187. It sounds fast. It sounds proper fast. So this is going to absolutely obliterate that lap time, I would think. Now some of these cars would not have driven on this configured track, so it'd be interesting to see just quite how fast, like the modern F1 car we get around here. Let's give it a go. 2 laps. I'm still using stick shift. Basically getting used to because it's got so much bloody grip and 6-speed.
of the cars have flappy paddles in these days. Here we go, let's see what we can do. Almost went off then, going too quick. It's certainly got some power. Keeps you on your toes. Too sure about the sound, whether it would actually sound like that, but I've never driven one, so what do I know? It felt quick anyway. And there we go. Put that there. So that's 1988. That was immense. Would it really be that quick round there? 1 minute 12.852. So here we are, F199 now. So this is the Michael Schumacher Ferrari. Around the silver. This car probably wouldn't have, not in its day, would have driven around this configuration of track. So we can see what lap times this will give. I mean, it may have been around the old, maybe the old configuration was dug up years ago. So we're going to pause there for a minute. Yeah, looks alright. I mean, it sounds alright what I just did then. We'll see. We'll give it a couple of laps, sort of like an out lap and then a flying lap, and see what we end up with. Let's give it a shot. Let's get used to the car first. It does feel mental fast. It's only 7 speed. Bit under gear, to be honest. So down here it's going to be screaming. So yeah, here we go for a flying lap. tremendous grip. Obviously I haven't done those settings. I know I can probably go faster around these corners. It's almost flat out around this track, to be honest. And there we go, across the line. So that was easy. Compared to those, when you start going through the stages, the other cars all over the shop. Well, not all over the shop in fairness to them, but you kind of get what I mean. So it'd be interesting what the lap time that was. Oh, 105. It did feel a bit like that, but I wonder if we're going to get below a minute. Can't believe that. So that was the F1 99, the Schumacher car. So that was 1 minute 05.843. I'm writing this down so I can add it in the video at the end. Right, so here we are in the most recent Formula 1 configuration on rFactor. A Ferrari, I can't remember the actual model of it, but it's a 2012 edition. Oh no, sorry, 17. I don't know, it didn't sound right then. I must admit, what am I talking about? Sorry, right, so yeah, Ferrari 2017 edition. You can see it's got a little Y in the turret like they've got now, the hybrid era. It'd be interesting to see what this car puts out. Now bear in mind, I'm not going for lap times, I'm just driving tidily around the track, so I'm sort of thinking the cars in themselves should be quicker. You shouldn't have to drive the socks off this one to be quicker than the Schumacher Ferrari. And there's no reason I'm picking Ferrari. I'm just a bit of a fan of Ferrari, although I haven't picked them in the other years, all of them, because they haven't got them. So, or perhaps I didn't think of it. But anyway, this is a Sebastian Vettel. We're going to see how this goes. So you can hear the sounds completely different. It's not my cup of tea. So here we are. Again, it'd be interesting if I sort of got the archives out to kind of see where the track changed and what configuration it went to. I can't remember the exact years, and I think it would go. I mean, this configuration went years ago, didn't it? It must have been. If I look at my, so the 76, 79. Yeah, from 79, that was for the last time that. Well, no, we've got like I haven't got any 80s F1 cars or 81, 82. So from 1988 stroke 89, it would have been in a different configuration. But anyway, going to give this like a warm-up lap, and then we'll go for a flying lap. This should have 8 speed. It does. The thing is, with these modern F1 cars, the gears, you're a much higher gear than what you would normally be. So that in itself makes them quicker. Got so much grip and torque. I mean, this feels really quick. Here we go. I mean, these corners don't even feel like corners. Apart from that one. Oh, that'd be annoying. It's the first time I've gone off. I don't think it's damaged the car. I'm going to have to do another lap. I won't edit that one out. Oh, it has damaged the car. Yes, it has. It doesn't turn. So let's return to the pits. That's the first time I've crashed. Right, let's try that again. I could push a bit harder on the outlap now. It invites you to go too fast around these corners, you see. There's still a limit, obviously. The other Ferrari seemed like it had a lot more grip, but you're not carrying as much speed, I would have thought. Well, it looks slow on the dash. I mean, that's 117, 80. I'm sure the Schumacher car was hitting 180 something. It's effortless round that corner, down the hanger straight. There we go. Take 2. The force feedback's not brilliant. It's got a bit of resistance there. More tentative around the other side. But you do get a feeling of grip. It's got so much grip. You can probably go flat around these corners, to be honest. across the line. There we go. So what do you reckon then? Quicker than the other Ferrari? I actually don't know. That's quite exciting, isn't it? It's like real. It is real life. It's not real life. So there we go. That was the 2017 Ferrari around the old configuration of Silverstone. It certainly felt quicker. Although the other Ferrari did it sounded quicker, I suppose. So let's go and have a look. A 109. It's nowhere near as quick. Not far off the 88 version. That can't be right, can it? Is that where the Sims failed dismally? A 109. It didn't feel that slow because the other one, the 88 was 1 minute 12. I don't know. I mean, that's an interesting one. I'd like to get your feedback on that. I'm just going to make a note of this down. So 109.869. Well, there we have it. That's pretty much it. I mean, I don't think. Well, that's pretty much it then. There isn't any other cars that can compete in the sort of the challenge I was doing. The game's pretty much represented quite a lot, you know, of the era of F1. It's missed out a few key areas, but at the end of the day, it's covered. You know, it's got 68, 74, 76, 79, 88 stroke 89, 99 and 2017. So there's a bit of a gap. Hey, it doesn't really matter. It's questionable whether the Formula 1 car at the end would have been that lap time around here. So I'll leave it there. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed that. That was really good. I'll have to think of another sort of comparison to do. Maybe on this. There's obviously some, like, you can do some GT cars, comparison lap times, but they just don't cover the years. I think this one was done. It's quite a big expanse of years to do the lap time comparison on a track where some of the cars would never have raced, which I think is also quite interesting. Well, you can see here, this is the 75 Grand Prix with 1970. I don't know what year this is, I've forgotten now. 74? No, it might not have been 74. This might have been 1976. I'll get lost and confused about what's what now, so yeah, anyway, so I hope you, I forgot what to say now, I forgot I was chatting, sorry. Here we go then, so that's the end of the test. That's what not to do in a Ferrari. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you enjoyed it that much, let me know. Give it a like, subscribe to the channel. There's not, I mean, content is not going to be in abundance for time purposes, but I will do my best. to put more new content on there and things that are just interesting. I've got, you know, most of the racing games anyway, so yeah, give it a like, subscribe, and you know, I'll see what else I can put on there. See you on the next one.